Hello, welcome to the world is blank where everything is blank and we like to get into some blanks. So one of the first things that I kind of want to get into is the main villain of this thing. The dude started off with a wish. Turns out, dude was actually stronger than what he believed and needed the wish in order to handle the power that he had. Real crazy, right? Then he just does a look. One look man stuff. A look. And then Goku and Vegeta literally could not get out of their little trance they're in. They're literally stuck. It's just crazy. Dude literally just levels up that much. And they just get these abilities that I myself don't even think they knew they had. But they got them. And they just pull it out. They don't use it a lot in these fights, but they just pull them out whenever they feel like it. Next, you got Granola, right? They use the sensu beans to bring them back. Because world's strongest versus the world's strongest. One thing I always didn't really understand was what's the multiplication or the gap between the world's strongest? Because, you don't have to give them a lot of power just to be called the world's strongest, you know what I'm saying? But yet, that gap between the two kind of seem pretty far. So it's like when you say you want to be like the universe's strongest in the universe and all this whatnot, like you making them stronger by 1, by 10, but it seemed like they doing this by 10 because Granola is getting his butt handed to him. The other thing I always thought was crazy. Now, this is a personal thought, was just like, why didn't just use the sensu beans for themselves? Because now they're exhausted and they still got to fight because Granola got taken out of commission. And for what I'm seeing, with how easily he got taken out, it doesn't really seem like he gets Zenkais. So I'm assuming Zenkais are literally just a Saiyan's thing. Just straight Saiyans. I don't know any other species that get it, but I'm assuming it probably would have been better if either Vegeta or Goku took the sensu beans. Because then, they would have got the Zenkai. They just literally went through a near-death battle. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, Vegeta was spamming them things like crazy during, the Saiyan Saga. I mean, not Saiyan Saga, but, the Namek Saga. Out here fighting, trying to get ready to fight Frieza and everything. But it is what it is. I also noticed that they starting to give Vegeta more like a redemption thing going on here, because it's like I noticed the last few chapters always had something to do with Saiyans in general, and then him as a Saiyan prince, it seemed like he's really trying to take responsibility of the things that him and his people, his race, has caused, right? Goku doesn't really feel that sense of responsibility, especially including the fact that he hit his head as a child. Doesn't really remember much, all right? So it is what it is. So the main reason why I brought up Vegeta, because it seemed like I think they're trying to make Vegeta more relevant than it is. I still Goku show, even though his name's not in it, but I say it's Goku show. It's been his show since Dragon Ball. But, the same folks who watched it when we were younger got older, and now they swapped over from being Goku fans to being Vegeta fans. So I think they're just trying to make everybody happy, because Vegeta ain't want to fight yet. Kinda. I may have to go back and look at it, but from my memory, it seemed like Goku always had to be the one to finish it off. Now, the other thing I noticed is, now this is just a more personal thing as well. All of this is personal, but this one's personal. The difference between Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. When the main villain of this arc, I forgot his name right now, the one who beat the crap out of Granola and put Goku and Vegeta in a trance. If this was Dragon Ball Z, not gonna lie, Goku and Vegeta would have just literally powered up and broke out of it eventually. They had no choice but to muster up that power and keep it pushing. I don't know if this is due to them being in their 20s back in the day, but hey, all I know is that was the intensity, those intense moments that I be feeling from Dragon Ball Z. Then lastly, Goku not using Ultra Instinct. He mentioned earlier that, yes, he's angry at what they did to Granola. And that he can't really let anger cloud his judgment, because then it prevents him from using his special move. He told all of this to the main villain. I don't know why he would do that, but I'm assuming that's not really for the villain. That's for the audience to understand how his ability works. The other thing I believe is the main reason why he's not using it is the consumption of energy it takes to actually use a move like that. And Vegeta only gave him his last little reserves of energy, so it's like, yo, be fruitful with what I gave you. Be careful. So I'm assuming he's trying to hold off on it. The main villain wants him to fight like his father with passion and everything, but I believe that passion was either anger or a controlled anger. So what I believe is going to happen is Goku is gonna hit a next level in his Ultra Instinct, and it's not really that much of a difference. It will be more focused, yes, but this time he'll be able to express emotions without it clouding his judgment nor interfering with his Ultra Instinct. Kind of like when he stacked on Kaioken with Super Saiyan Blue. I think, if I remember correctly, I probably remember it wrong. The way they explained it was like it's two different mindsets, or not two different mindsets. Those are transformations. These are two different ways it helps your ki amplify. And Kaioken does it differently, which is why there was a chance of it ruining his ki flow and everything. It did mess with him for a bit, which is why he couldn't control how he teleports. But yeah, so he managed to do that. He managed to stack on two different amplifications that utilize two different methods on amplifying his power on top of each other. So that is what I believe his next step will be. He will be, in this fight, at the end of it, he will be able to utilize Ultra Instinct and all of his forms while still being able to express his emotions, just not letting his emotions cloud him. And that is all. I am out.